Hello everybody, hello. Welcome back to my channel. There are a lot of new people here, so just want to say welcome. I'm really thrilled that my latest video on the Sterling Ink Common Planner is doing so well. I know it's up for sale right now, the actual planner. And so I know a lot of people had questions about the stickers. I know Catherine put out her own video about that. In placement and things, but I also put out a video on Friday that kind of showed any pillowing things, like the stickers being so thick that it makes it kind of pillowy, and just some of the alterations I've done. So there's 2 videos out on that, and I'm considering doing possibly a series on Common Planner, and I actually have one more little planner coming that I'm trying out. It's just the Hobonichi Weeks that started in spring, so I'm not too far behind. It started in April, and we're in April, and so I don't have to like go back to January or fill out anything in there. So that one doesn't need any stickers, and I'm kind of wondering about using it as a health planner. I got a lot of health conditions I'm trying to track, and they're kind of spread out right now. So I'm thinking I might do a video on that. I know some people use that as a health tracker, and it had bunnies on it. So I love bunnies. They are one of my faves. So yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I think, I do realize I have a lot of different planners. I will see which ones I move forward with. But right now I plan, like if I'm doing appointments, it's in this one. This is my main appointments to see what kind of appointments are in conflict with each other. So I still do put health appointments in here. This is kind of like, my Makselife is just my solid, day-to-day life is in here, but there's other things I want to track. And so my common planner is business, my Laurel Denise is social media, and I think this other one will be health, because some of those things are private and I can't put them in here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to share those other ones and be like totally open, which maybe I need to get my brave on for that. Or if I just kind of track things on the side. I don't know. The health one definitely might be just like, I might just show the setup and then, yeah, see how that goes. Anyway, we are planning from April 24th through the 30th. The last week ends on a Sunday of April. And April, whoa. That's a lot. And then May starts on a Monday. So it's kind of like, so I will be doing a reset video in here. Sometimes I show, that's what I'm wondering is like, maybe I should show resets of all of them. And really the resets are more of a template and like, what are my next goals for the next month? But then I don't have to show private things in my reset videos. They're just kind of, yeah, templatized. So that's what I'm moving forward with, because I know some people don't have all these planners, and so you can watch what you want, I guess. And I still have plans to do more personal things as well, like just sit down and talks and stuff like that. But we will see. We will see. It depends what I have energy for, which is the whole point of this channel, is about planning my energy out. And health is a big thing with that, planning. Oh, and this is the last, well, I don't know if it's the last video, but we're, in terms of weekly plan with me, is this, I'm changing over the candle every month. So it may not be the last time you see it. It's not going to be the last time I smell it, because I'm going to do my reset videos, I think. No, usually I do a new candle in the reset videos. So yeah, this may be my last time smelling it. And so the resets will come out Friday or Saturday, depending on how many I do. The main one, the Makselife one, will come out Friday, so you have it a couple days ahead. And yeah, I usually try to plan to film it as close to the end of the month because sometimes there's stuff that happens within these last few days. So yeah, that's kind of where things are at right now. I'm using a new camera stand, which is really nice because I have like more. I had a tripod right on this left side that I would bump into. Now I still have my light over here. But yeah, it freed up a lot of space, and so I'm hoping it doesn't move. We will see. I tightened it as much as I could. It's a different kind of stand, so I did notice it moving a little bit, and then I tightened it and tightened it some more. I'm keeping a track on it to see, but if it's anything, it's going to be really gradual. So I did get some new washi. I don't have a huge collection, although maybe now I do. I just got a bunch of solids, but I also got, I really wanted to do some cherry blossoms because everything is in bloom. And so I thought these were just off of Amazon. I know there's much more beautiful ones out there, but I loved these, and I just paired a solid with it. So kind of in the flowery mood, and I think I'm going to start with that because I've kind of been leaving that towards the end. But I really want to get this down and see what it looks like, because I got these last week, and so yeah, I'm kind of waiting a week. They are transparent a bit here on my pencil line. Oh, where's my thing? But yeah, I want some. I'm not a super pink person, but I do enjoy pink as a warm color to brighten up the days. I'm already really loving this. Yeah, I needed some solids that had like purples in them and things. I didn't have like a lot of solids that went with some of the stickers that I had. And so it felt kind of nice to just have the rainbow of solids and get some pinkies. Get some pinks going. But yeah, I do plan on doing like a purpley spread soon too. It's just, you know, springtime. It's nice to have a lot of different colors. And I think I mentioned this last time, I stopped and took pictures of the magnolias around here before all the petals fell. So I'm trying to kind of catch things before all the petals go. I know lilacs are coming. That's the thing. I'll do purple when the lilacs start up because that's coming very soon. I have no lilac stickers, and that's okay. That's a goal for next year. I just thought about that, and I'm like, I don't need to buy anything else right now. But next year, that would be fun. That would be fun. We're going to go over... I had to get that down. I had to get at least that down. I looked through some of my Sterling ink stickers, and I'm going to see about using some of these pinks. This is more of a purpley pink. But I had these two pansies. This one matches really well. Actually, I think I'll just put that down now, because that feels like that matches. It's not exactly a cherry blossom, but that's okay. I don't know if I'm going to use these other. These are more cream based, and so I like to use them in my common planner instead, because I don't really have a whole lot of common planner stuff. Is there anything that needs a flag? So these are the old ones. that have kind of a different tone. But what I was talking about in one of my videos was like, these were the clear ones. I thought that's what I was ordering, was the clear ones just blend right in with whatever planner you have. But so that may be it. That may be all I have here. Or I have maybe a couple hearts. I do have like Valentine's, but I don't want to get into too many like Valentine's. But I did bring this back out because I saw the pinks were matching. There's a little bee here. Maybe I'll use the bee. That's just like right there. Because his little wings, their little wings match. And I was wondering about this tree, heart tree. Growing love. Yeah, again, let's see. Let's just put this on the weekend. Currently, it's actually Saturday. Normally, I plan on a Friday, but I was low energy yesterday. So, yeah, today's Saturday, and my husband is cooking up brunch out there, so I can't make this too long. Let's go back to last week. So last week here, I loved like the little galoshes, and I don't think we're gonna have a sunny day, so I may move this sticker to, we're supposed to have some sunny days this next week, so I may move it to about here. But I really loved having these here going, I think this is going to transition, but it didn't really. But I did plant seeds, if only in my mind. I didn't plant real seeds. So I'm trying to think how to really phrase that. We've been planting so many seeds with my husband looking for work. If you've been following along, he was part of the Disney layoffs. And so I'm helping him search, which is kind of fun. I just try to I like to find those ones that may not be an obvious choice. And he's been liking those. So he's in a lot of game technology, 3D, stuff like that. But I found like a cool one that had to do with gaming for kids for learning. And it was really interesting. So he's like, yeah, that sounds really interesting. I don't want to only be in the game sphere. And he has a lot of experience in a lot of different things. Like it's such a mix that it really is an interesting, he's worked for space companies, and not SpaceX, but space companies, and green energy, and in spaces of gaming, and and then Disney. So it's really strong. I just I'm trying to find like some positions that kind of utilize those things, and it doesn't have to be like, sometimes as you get older and older, you're kind of like narrowing down and specializing in something, but he's kept a lot of things open. And so it's just kind of exciting. So that's the seeds that we're planting, and I'm planting my own seeds. I've been working on my website. I did make progress on it. So I would say here and here. Let me, did I play music yesterday? No, I did one day. There was one day my husband had to have a tooth pulled. So we're using up those benefits right now. And he was taking a nap. So I was just playing some soft music and sitting on the couch, and it was really good. And then my son has been up to date on his homework, so he has no homework this weekend. We might play some music in a little bit here. I've been off my water. I'm going to say like that. But my sleep has been better. I had some bad sleep. Towards the beginning of the week, I got really I took some NyQuil one night because I was getting like an ear infection. It was getting all backed up and I was hearing like ringing. Like I've always had ear issues with my allergies. And so I really took like a morning and slept in while my husband took care of some things. And yeah, so rest here. It was so worth it. But then my next night was like, I couldn't get to sleep at all. So it really threw everything off. And then I got back on track. We had a really busy Wednesday. We had our IEP meeting for my son, and then my son's therapy. And then he's getting just emotional help. It's just the world's a lot. And as he gets older, he's doing, especially this year, they've been doing debates on some hard subjects, and he's being introduced to that. So he's not being as buffered from real life. And that's kind of hard for him to process. So he's loving it. He's like, we call it talk time, and he loves his therapist, and it's just going really well. And then I squeezed in my chiro that morning because my chiropractor was going on a trip for a couple of weeks. So yeah, it was really productive. And then I got a lot done in between here, but it was because I rested. It was because like these days were I took another nap and had my therapy and then just took things slow. But then after that, I was able to, with this rest, be able to do this and then slow down these 2 days. Like yesterday, I couldn't do much of anything, and I'm filming now. I'm just going to check it off for today. The school was having a Earth Day event, but we're low energy. We're just recovering from this week. So I'm going to say yes, I'm working on the website because I'm making progress there, and I'm just going to keep it going. And let's see. I need to visit the ATM because my business card came. They said, oh, we're sending the PIN number for it. That never came. So I'm thinking because it's a replacement, I just need to go to the ATM. They don't. So either you can go to the ATM or you can go to make a purchase and use your PIN number to activate it. And I'm like, I don't do any of that in person. I do everything online. So it's just an extra trip to go do. Plus, I need to fix my son's bow on his violin. So that's a thing I'm going to do in a little bit. So I'm just going to do a little quick rounds with that. But I did get the podcast up and filming this now. So this will go up. And I also got the Sterling, let's see if I can spell it, the second video up. So that was nice to have 3, and then I'll have 3 next week. So that's kind of how this week went. Lots of kind of rain here. Oh, and then our recycling wasn't picked up. This, it's pretty uncommon. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, your cans are too close together. No. So I went onto their site and marked it as like not picked up. I looked up and down the street. A lot of people's recycling bins were still out. So it wasn't just us. There could have been someone new who just forgot our street. But then the recycling truck went up and down our street the day later on Thursday, I thought. Or maybe Friday morning. Like I saw it around, but it still didn't pick it up. So I don't know if they came and did a single person's and left again. I don't know what's going on. But in their website, I had no idea they were doing this. They have a film video. Like you can go in for each of your collections, and just for recycling, it's not for trash. For recycling, they have a video inside the truck of your recycle items going into the truck and being crushed. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. It's like, oh, there's my cereal box going into the truck. And so it has like this precise time that it was picked up. And then it takes a picture also of like your can placement so that they have a backup saying, yeah, your cans were too close. We couldn't pick it up. Well, there isn't a video for this week. And I don't know if they're just unloading it. I have no idea. But it wasn't, they didn't dump it. So, and we didn't get a note or anything. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But it was really interesting to see, like, they're closely monitoring. And I think it's because they don't want trash to go into the recycling, and they can see like who actually did it so they can come after them, which I had no idea they were doing. So this is waste management. Yeah, I thought that's interesting. I had no idea. I understand it from a recycling standpoint of not contaminating recyclables, but it was a little weird to go on and see my trash, personal recycling going in, and the 15 videos at least of each of those times that it did it. So again, it's not trash, it's not yard waste. Those were not being filmed. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm going to move on. I am going to go back here. I did do my reflections. So our wins were like, we had this amazing Thai food dinner last night because we knew this week would be hard. We are treating ourselves because we're going through some hard weeks right now, with little things like that. Like, and when we get Thai food, we get a lot of leftovers. So tonight is taken care of. A win was my video getting a lot of views. I just want to thank you. I thank everybody. Let's see. And then my son getting his homework done. So because it takes a lot of energy from us to do that, is to pretty much I go into homeschool mode and I'm sitting with him and getting him through that. We did do that Thursday. Yeah. He had quite a lot. And I said, if we focus on this now, you'll be clear for the weekend. And he does. Yeah, I want him to feel that. So he's been doing a lot of great work. And the IEP meeting went really well. I was kind of dreading it because there's been some miscommunications. But that did end up going really well. I guess I didn't put that down. So, because for me, wins are kind of like what's kind of out of our hands that went really well. And so, like the Thai food dinner being accurate for my food sensitivities and everything was a big win. What worked? I got a new stand here to film with. And then I got kind of a dry erase cleaner that my dry erase calendar wasn't clean. Like when I would erase things, it wouldn't do very well. So the combination of kind of like writing over the thing, then erasing it, and then using the cleaner worked. So there weren't a bunch of smudges over there anymore. Using my common planner, I'm using it a lot more. My son's therapy worked, and my husband's tooth coming out. It all worked. It worked really well. He was really well taken care of. Is healing really well now. Like, he was eating crunchy things last night. So, I'm just glad he's feeling better. Let's see. What didn't work? The job search stuff is because he's moving, he's up in the ranks. It just takes longer. We've been in the digital design space for a long time, and the lower production stuff does go quicker because you can like interview, say you have a set of skills, and kind of get placed a little quicker. And I'm seeing now like these bigger positions, just like they can take a month. And we're just really fortunate right now that we have the time to do that. So he's getting a lot of support with that, but he's still interviewing here and there. There's stuff trickling in, but we kind of expect some more. There's just so many layoffs going on, but there's a lot of jobs being posted. So my sleep schedule didn't work with anxiety and stuff. And I did some paint touch-ups on our ceilings, and they looked darker, and then they dried even lighter. So they weren't quite the right paint. I have a couple cans of white paint that were left by the previous owners, and so I don't know which one it is that's on our ceiling. But the touch-ups are done. They look brighter now instead of having whatever I touched up is gone, but now it's just a little lighter. So it didn't really work, but it's fine. Oh, and then my doctor, I went to my new gynecologist, and I loved like meeting her. She was really great. I think I shared this, like she was great at info dumping and kind of like explaining a lot of things. And then I logged in and got her notes that were posted 2 days later. Usually they're posted within an hour or two. They were wrong. The notes didn't match what we talked about. And that's a legal liability there, because I had to go through an audit and wrote 2-page Google Doc that I then had to copy and paste chunks into my chart because they limit the amount of characters. So there's like 6 or 7 messages I sent her it says we discussed this, we never discussed that. And because especially if it's surgery based, like I'm looking at hysterectomy things, and if they if they say like, oh, we let you know like all the complications that could arise from that, but then we don't actually have that discussion, that's not legal. You can't, they have to talk to you about not every minute thing, but you can't say, hey, we talked about this medication when we never talked about that. So I think what happened is she confused me with someone else. That's where I'm going with it. And so I said, I need these notes updated because this is not accurate, and went through each line item. So that was disappointing to see, because I'm hoping down the road that that's not what happens. Like, I understand including additional information in her notes to inform me, but it literally said we discussed this and we didn't. But in the OBGYN office, you get so many people coming through with very similar things, but you have to get those accurate. So we'll see. I am going back on Monday, on the 24th actually, and we're going to see. I'm going to be watching those notes like a hawk now because, yeah. Let's see what else. In therapy, I've been bouncing around to different subjects. Like, I'm making progress, and it depends on how I'm feeling. And so I wanted to share, like, hey, you can do that in therapy. That sometimes it feels like you have to go down, like, hey, I'm going to talk about this and then progress. But like right now, I'm like dipping into hard stuff and then dipping back out, and like just discussing my daily life and then dipping back into hard stuff. And that's working for me. My brain really helps with like dipping in and out. ADHD I can bounce around to a lot of different topics and then come back. Or if something feels too heavy, I step out and then I come back. So some of that is like, that's how people are, but some of it is ADHD stuff too. Let's see. Lessons I already know. I just wrote this like half hour ago. I already know. Oh, a lot of my work stuff, I keep questioning if I'm doing the right thing. And I keep coming back to exactly what I should be doing, which is what I thought I should be doing in the first place. So it's a reminder of saying, I already know what I should be doing. I don't need to keep searching for, am I doing this right? Is there another way to do this? I already know. So let's see, invest in learning. I'm going to do we're going to do some online education stuff, both for myself and my husband. I think we're going to split a Skillshare for the year and just do some more learning that way. I'm excited about the bunny planner that's coming. and next steps with the gynecologist. Hopefully, like, she may get the notes wrong, but we still need to proceed with, support and what my next steps are. I did make a decision with my GI doctor about I need to start a different infusion drug. So that's kind of scary because I know the infusion drug that I get now every 8 weeks I'm not allergic to it. I don't have like huge side effects. So I don't know what the next one will be like at all. And I also don't know if I'm going to have an allergic reaction to it. So, I mean, the infusion room people have like an EpiPen there. They have everything there. But it's still scary because I don't know what could happen. So, yeah, I'll have a lot of anxiety for whenever I have one scheduled in June, but I don't know if they're just going to swap the med there and I'm going to start it then. Or if there's going to be different timing with that, I don't know. But it took me, like, my GI doctor was saying, like, hey, do you want to switch at the beginning of the year? I wanted to wait until April here to really wrap my head around it and kind of go, okay, I do see how it's like it helped some. That was the thing, is like since September of last year, it's helped. And so I'm like, okay, this is my new normal. I can just operate like this. And he's like, no, you're still having like a lot of symptoms that we need to get under control for that. So yeah. And again, I may do a video on that sometime, but I don't want to really go into it here. And then I'm excited for the reset videos. I'm going to do this next week. So when I go back here, let's see. So here I'm going to say these went really well. These all went really well. The ER bill I finally heard back from. So I went to ER in February. And that's why I'm going back to the gynecologist, because it was uncontrolled bleeding. It was scary. So, and I have PCOS. I'm used to heavy periods. I really am. This was not something I've ever experienced before. So, the ER bill, I had sent a couple messages to the staff because that's just being held up. I just want to pay the copay with the HRA that we have before that goes away. But I think I have enough to itemize and claim with the HRA to use that up because that will go away once we are done with my husband's current job, which is part of the Disney was so nice. They said, okay, we're going to keep you on the books for 2 more months. And that was just amazing. So we're using up our health benefits and everything like that. So I just wanted to pay with the HRA account. But I think what I need to do is just expense my therapy copays, because I haven't done any of those, and just put that money back into our health account. We just have a health. It's not a proper HSA. It's just a savings account that we have called health for health stuff. And then put it over there so that when the ER bill comes, that we can quickly just pay it off real quick. Very quickly. How quick can I pay it off? I'm going to pay it off this instant I see it. It's not too bad. It's a couple hundred, but and I was moving around savings to get kind of some better savings rates. So there is progress on the ER bill, but I'm still going to forward that on. And then the trade-in. So we traded in my old iPad. They sent a message saying, yeah, it's not a great iPad. There's all these problems with it. And we're like, what? Like, my husband has been in Apple IT stuff before, and he's like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's old. and they weren't going to give us much for it. And so we said, yeah, send it back. And then we get it back we sent the case in because we didn't need the case anymore. And it said they could recycle cases. Well, apparently they recycled the case and just sent the iPad back. I don't know. So we have the iPad. It's fine. It wasn't that much for a trade-in, but I think we're going to give it to a family member. But it was weird. So I need to contact Apple and say it's because it's a third party that does these evaluations, and I don't know. I feel like making another complaint. Why not? Did this. I'm going to try to drink some more water, but this is going to continue on. And then here it's going to be, let me start transferring these over now. So my OBGYN, and then no Cairo, and then water. Yeah, actually that keeps it a lot simpler. I think I'm going to put my husband's tooth thing on here just because sometimes I like to look back and kind of see that that's when it was done. Let me blow on it a little bit. But yeah, this is nice that it's only these things. Flow is how I'm spending my energy and where I pour it into. Like, I guess it's a way of saying I prioritize these areas this next week. Use up pantry items. It's an S here. I don't know if I really did that. I don't know if I really want to. I'm just trying to think. These aren't working for me. So what I'm looking at is like, these aren't really working for me. And do I want to push them forward now? And this didn't get done. So let's forward some things. So I want to clean out some things under the bed. And specifically I said 2 bags, but it's really like sheets. That's where I keep my sheets because we don't have a linen closet. But also like towels. There's a Ridwell pickup coming up. And so in May, coming up pretty soon, that I want to do that for. About pay ER bill, because that's the last part there. Savings, I'm going to keep that going because we're on track with that. It'll change when job stuff changes, but yeah. And then I want to say email Apple. Well, it's not direct. It'll be through their customer service. So. And then here, I'm going to keep working on the website. Things are lining up for that. And then I'll do a plan with me, resets, and my podcast, which that's kind of reverse order, but that's fine. I found that I'm doing that a lot with when I journal. I tend to tell stories that go backwards or like it's kind of hard to start at the beginning and then move forward for me. So what I do, like in my journal, is sometimes I'll just write, we had dinner. I helped my son with homework in the afternoon. Then there was lunchtime, and then work back to breakfast because it's my journal. I can do what I want. But it's just how I remember things is kind of backwards. Does anyone else feel that? I don't know. For me, it can definitely help pick up the things. Like I could kind of go, okay, in the morning I did this. But sometimes I'm like, which morning was it? They're blending together. But if I kind of go backwards, then I feel like, oh, we did this because before that we did that. That's, I think, what I am kind of connecting. So music at home, because I do a lot of music in the car, but I do really like those moments where I'm just kind of working and listening to music. I am not wanting to pass these on. These are things that I want to try, but I don't want to be held accountable for right now. That may sound bad, but that's just kind of, I don't know. I want to do them on my own time, and that's part of, if they come back around as something I really want to focus on, then that's what I'll do. So I'm going to keep personal just open. There's a lot of other things with like job stuff that is getting kind of a lot. And so, yeah, I think I'm just going to give it a break. Because I don't like to force things. It's not helpful for me. I rebel against it. I just am like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people out there who feel that way. They're just like, I don't want to be told what to do. It's kind of a rebel mindset, but it's also could be in autism. It can be in what is it called? RSD? Or is it? Yeah, I'm trying. I've lost the where is it? The acronym for it, where it's autonomy. It's when people kind of feel like they're losing autonomy, that they can just be like, no, then I'm not doing any of that. And it kind of runs in our family. So anyway, those are my weekly actions. Let's turn to this beautiful part. And if you're new here, I pull tarot cards. And I was actually reading an article online in one of the news sites about how tarot cards can't tell the future. They can have synergies. You may look back and go, oh, well, that was really timely as a coincidence. They don't tell the future. At least not to my knowledge. But I do pull cards for the whole year, and every month I have a card that kind of has a theme that really has been in alignment in the last couple years. And so especially this deck here, it's called the Future Ancestor Tarot. And yeah, so weekly I pulled the World last week, and it helps me gain a new perspective. I use it for problem solving. And that's about all I can do to describe it. There's synergies, there's coincidences, I think, that happen, and alignments that just kind of help you unlock methods to solve things. Okay, this one is kind of sticking out to me. Two of Seeds. Sometimes I just get a feeling that, okay, this card's coming to the surface. So I could be totally wrong or not, but that's just kind of what I do. Okay, so I'm going to write down Two of Seeds, and then I just write down this. Ooh. Oh, I love this one. Seek, balance, doing what you love. Okay, that's really amazing. Because to me, I look at this, and I was just talking about planting seeds, and I am structuring stuff in my business so that I can be more sustainable in doing what I love. So, and again, that's what I use it for. And yeah, that's all. I wrote it a little bigger because some of the other ones, there's a lot of text, but that was like nice and simple. So there was a pen here. Where did it go? There was another pink Is it this one? Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah. So this was my former orange, but I was just going to put these down the side here as my kind of action items for the week. And yeah, because I moved to like, it looks brown, but this is the orange now that matches here. But this is kind of a, okay. Markers have all these beautiful colors. So what do I want to track here? I have to say I'm still using the pen. I am glad things are showing up a little better, and then I'll rewrite these in pen. So sleep and water are my two #1 things here. Let's see what else I want to track. Website still. They take so much time. I say I'm a former web designer. I'll always be a web designer because I do my own websites, but I've had so many clients over the years. They take time. They just take time. Sometimes there's ways to do shortcuts, but I'm just going to write music for music at home, and then homework. And I think I'm going to do filming, because there's going to be a lot of filming this week. We have a reset, we have a plan with me, and then I have my podcast here. And then love that erasable pen. So I think this pink will be, it's a little different pink, but that's okay. So this is a warmer one. This almost matches there, but it's a little cooler. And I've talked about this before, but I don't highlight all the way through because I like to see text on white. It's easier on my eyes, but I want some color to bring my attention down here. So when I'm looking at the spread, I'm looking a lot on this side now because I have lots of colors. Okay, so let's get my appointments in. And I think we can use like these red ones here. So I'm going to use, yeah, use this one for 3, for this one, and then we have 2 p.m. And then we have Sons at 5 p.m. I think I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to, so these were all penciled in just so I can see where things were at. I don't know how much the camera was shaking. I guess it was a bit. Let's put these down. So mine are kind of in the darker color. p.m. And so when I plan my energy like this, I leave a lot of space. Like if I have one appointment this day, I also have like a lot of other admin and work things that I'm doing. And so it's going to fill up my morning. There's definitely a whole bunch of things I'm going to like fill up my morning with. And then these are my client calls so far this week. So I put this. Like that. And I thought about putting, like I typically have my icons down here, but I think I like that this had color in it, but because there's so much pink going on, And it's making me happy. I think I'm just going to write things in. So let's see. Oh, what I haven't done lately is, I don't think I did it this last week, that it's kind of important here to have school hours. Yeah, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. And that's one of my trademark things I say around here. If you're new, that's okay. Because it is. Whatever you do, it's okay. Get my school hours on here. It just kind of helps to see like what's overlapping. I mean, I kind of know like these things happen during the school day, but see here, right here, this will be important to go, oh, I can't do pickup that day because I have to go to that. I thought this was actually earlier, so. And we have our lawn service coming that day. So I'm just going to do this because it's going to be easier. I have tend to my plants here. I do like food planning on Wednesdays because I usually buy stuff on Thursdays, latest Fridays, because that's when most things are in stock. I have a lot of special foods I need, and so if you go on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they're not there. At least when I do, because I do online orders, because I don't go into the store because of the infusions I'm on, because I'm immunocompromised. Anyway, Tuesday. I don't think, I'm just looking now at what I usually put down. Oh, recording my podcast. And then filming here. But I'm also going to need to film here this week. I did do my plants last week. What else? I want to do the HRA claims. That's something I have control over that I can actually do. I'm going to work on website. I did a lot with pricing and like getting my packages together the last couple weeks. So that's what kind of took the bulk of things. So now it's like inserting, and I have some videos to put up there. And we have yard waste, this, so we don't have Ridwell. And I usually do kind of fill these out as the week goes. I think I'll be able to take care of my 2 things today. 2 errands today, so I don't need to have them here. Let's look back here real quick. We're going to try to do this, but I'm not going to. I'll put Apple here. Get in contact. And then look over my GYN notes. So I'll be monitoring those. So I'm gonna put under bed here. So what helps me is, there's all this eraser stuff, is when I put things here and know like sometime this week I need to do them, or it would really, like, my goal is to have them complete. It gives my brain a chance to wrap my thoughts around, oh, I don't want to do them, and transform them into, oh, I think I can do that. So it takes my brain time to consider, like, what does that look like? Like, I can go right now, okay, I just need to get under the bed. And what I'm picturing in my mind is the stuff that I have under there. I'm not picturing myself actually doing this. And so when I start into one of these beginning days here and go, oh, okay, I have some time before therapy, sometimes I get like a little anxious. And so I need to spend some energy. And could I pull out a couple bags from underneath there and like go, okay, I can tackle like a couple. What does that look like? It means I'm putting down, like if I'm balancing my numbers or doing some work stuff, I'm putting that down. I'm taking a break. I'm pulling these out. I'm putting them on to the bed. I'm opening them up, and now I'm kind of picturing the sheets that are in there going, okay, I have been feeling like we have too many sets of sheets. Where can I get rid of some? Because these are our favorites, so we just hardly ever use these other ones. So yeah, so I can start picturing the steps. And for me, it helps to go, okay, I can do that. So in a little while here, I'm going to take a break and I am going to do that. And it's not that someone is telling me to do it or something like I really don't want to do. Like there's times when that happens, but that's where my process comes from. But like if I'm super tired that day, I'm not going to put it on a certain day. I'm going to see like how my energy starts into this week. So that's how that works for me. I think that's it. I've got a really fun spread here that I'm excited. So if you have some cherry blossoms that are blooming, and yeah, it's like the last week of April here. Some of them may be kind of waning by now, but they're around in our neighborhood. And I'll probably do a purple coming up here in May. And I'll do a reset of like, I usually do like a May calendar and then May goals and stuff like that. And then getting into like, how do we break that down? So that is what's coming up. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Even if you use a different planner, it's more about the thought processes of how you're putting things on here. And this works for me. I applaud anyone who finds like a great system that works for them that's different. They could just have a running list. It doesn't have to be planned like this at all. But I also hope you kind of like to come by and see what I'm up to. So until next time, thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe on your way out if you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.